Greetings adventurers, I am here with...
Hi, I'm Zara.
And I'm Matt.
And can you tell us what is this?
This is Kavango, and it's a wildlife conservation themed board game set in the Kavango region of Southern Africa. And Zara and I are the creators, and we just launched on Kickstarter a couple of days ago, and we got funded in 7 minutes, which is super exciting.
Yeah, that is. So with the conservation side of things, what was your idea behind it?
Yeah, thanks so much. It's basically, this is trying to represent a modern view of conservation in Southern Africa. So the idea with the game is that you take on the role of a conservation expert with special abilities that help you rewild your own landscape. So everyone has their own landscape board. And you're turning that degraded area of land, which starts with nothing on it, into a thriving nature reserve.
Okay.
So over 3 rounds of 10 turns, you're building up from sort of the bottom, like bringing back grasses and trees, to then eventually being able to play lions. And within that, we've got lots of really nice mechanisms, such as the need to apply for research funding, to invest in protection for your reserve, which is all trying to replicate the real life process of conservation.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
How did designing the game come about? Like, what was the nitty gritty of figuring out the mechanics?
So we've been working on the game for the last 3.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, there were a few key features. So firstly, the game is like very thematic. So it's it's designed to be as true to real life as possible. So in some senses, the game design was easy in that sense, and it was very much guided by the real life process of rewilding.
Yeah.
So rewilding and building up your ecosystem, and based on the sort of inspirational stories of exactly that being done in Southern Africa. And there were three key things. We wanted it to be optimistic and positive narrative on conservation and sustainability, and we wanted simultaneous play, so that's one of the features. There's no downtime. Every single turn you've got loads of different decisions you can make. It's a positive feedback loop. Every turn you could do something which builds your nature reserve, which is really exciting. And then I've forgotten the third one I was going to say, but
Realistic, probably.
Realistic, yeah. So it's, yeah.
The design and the artwork has all been done by Matt.
Oh, okay.
So Matt's a graphic designer as well, and this is his first foray into professional board game design, although you've made quite a few hobby board games before. Yeah. So it's a really lovely, I don't know if you can see the artwork on the video, but even the artwork is meant to be realistic.
Yeah,
so we've directly gone for that sort of style of mimicking what it looks like. So the elephant and the zebra, but also even the grasses. I remember we went on this field trip to the Central Kalahari last year, and we just decided, well, we're just going to scout for grasses so we can get as many grasses and draw them.
Just study all the textures, the lighting.
Yeah. So we've had it when people have stayed with us from the UK. They've even recognised the grasses when we've taken them out into the bush because if they played the game.
Then you know you've done your job right.
Yeah, definitely.
So where did the idea come from? What was we are going to make this moment?
Yeah, so we'd been thinking a lot about climate change and biodiversity loss. This was a few years ago, and we were feeling a bit down about it, to be honest, and had a lot of climate anxiety, and thought we really wanted to find a way to channel that energy in a positive way. And Matt makes board games for us all the time and always has. Even with his brothers growing up, he was making games, and I think we were just talking.
So this is what you wanted to do from little?
Yeah, 100%. Isn't it? It's almost not been like a conscious choice. I've just been like subconsciously always. About 10 years, I've just always had board game ideas in my head, and then we just wanted to make one that sort of told that inspirational, positive message about conservation and sustainability. So it just made sense. And Zara said to me, "Why don't you just make one, about wildlife?" So 4 years ago we started, and it was originally based on different parts of the world. But then when we moved to Botswana about 4 years ago, it made sense for us to really focus on the Southern African region. And because there are so many incredible stories of exactly this being done, like degraded areas of land being turned into thriving nature reserves, so we thought, right, this is it, this makes sense. And I mean, we could go so rich and detailed into the theme. So there's 160 different species, there's 5 different landscapes, 10 different conservation experts, 40 different research cards. So yeah, it's huge replayability. There's just different combinations every time, and it just goes so deeply into that conservation theme. And like testament to that is we've done 2 events with University of Botswana, and they really want to use the game in teaching their environmental sciences course. So yeah, that was like the ultimate stamp of approval for us.
So what is the message that you want to send with this game?
We want to send a message of hope, really, and fun. So I think it's 2 things: hope about what can be done if you want to rewild areas of land and you want to conserve, but also a realistic message on how difficult it can be. That you need protection, you need money, and you need a lot of passion to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But it's possible, and I think it's also about engaging people in a theme that might not be that widespread in terms of like popular culture yet, in a fun and accessible way. So we love it when kids play in particular because they pick it up so fast. But I mean, everyone who plays it seems to just get a lot of joy out of it, which is so wonderful. And from my own personal play of it, I play it all the time, but it does transport you into this sort of sense of calm because you're playing animals and you're building up a nature reserve. It's a really lovely, serene sort of game, to be honest.
Well, it looks amazing.
Thank
so
you.
What are you doing with it here today?
So today we are doing lots of demo playtesting. So we're live on Kickstarter, so we're not selling the game here. We're just trying to get it out and get as many people playing as possible. So
when does your Kickstarter end?
So it ends in, I think, 26 days time. Yeah, so we launched, I think, 2 or 3 days ago, and it's usual 30-day campaign.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a little under a month to come and get the game.
Yeah. If you just Google Kavango Kickstarter, you'll find us, and there's so much information on there, like our Kickstarter video, which gives a great overview of the game, and then we've got like our playthrough videos by different reviewers, we've got our rules videos, and then all reviews from different board game reviewers. So you can find out and more about our story as well. We also did another podcast as well, so you can find out so much about the game there.
So I'm a bit curious, what is the win mechanic for this game?
We should have explained that at the start. So the idea is that as you build animals into your nature reserve, each animal has a point value.
Okay.
So the harder to introduce animals like the lion and the cheetah, for example, are worth 10 out of 10 points.
Okay.
And then every animal has a points value. So whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins.
Okay. So you each build a nature reserve. How many people can play?
It's 1 to 5. So we've got a solo mode as well. And up to 5 players can play all at the same time. So it's you're playing against each other in a sense, but there's a semi-cooperative element because you all need to work together to get the level of protection for climate change up. So
I'm just after you said that about each person needs to build up their own reserve, is there a sabotage mechanic?
There's one, well, not really.
No.
We wanted to make sure that wasn't in there. There's one move that you can do that's to take an animal from someone's sanctuary, but that's as mean as it gets.
To ask. It was
The play's not too adversarial. It was I remember the third thing I wanted to say about it at the time was, so the semi-co-op element really wanted to have in there as well, because I really like co-op games, but I wanted elements of competitive and cooperative play, and the climate one just made perfect sense for that, because it's just so true of real life that you need to cooperate on it, but some people don't want to cooperate on it. So the different protections have different mechanisms, and so
I had to ask because, as everyone knows watching this, I am the player that will sabotage. I will do anything just to be the top dog.
We've actually it's so funny when you watch people play, because there are ways that you can sabotage, and it's simultaneous card drafting, so you can hate draft a bit as well if you want to.
I'm just
so everyone does their own thing.
I'm that player. So I like to spice things up a bit.
And the other thing with because you're all competing for the same research tasks each round, so when you're drafting, you're all competing with each other to draft the cards that will help you complete the research. So the player interaction may seem subtle when you're explaining the rules, but as soon as you play the game, you go, I can see the player interaction here, and there's a lot more player interaction than it looks from just hearing the game and explain the rules.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Is
Thank
there anything
you.
else you would like to say?
No.
Socials you want to
Oh, socials, yeah. We're on Instagram as our main channel. We're at kavango.game.
Okay.
And please follow us. We are uploading stuff on there all the time. And yeah, our Kickstarter is live. We've got nearly 1,000 backers now, and we've unlocked 3 stretch goals as of this morning. So if you do support our Kickstarter, you're going to get a super nice version of the game.
That is
So
cool.
thank you.
Okay,
Thanks for
well,
interviewing us.
and thank you very much for coming on the interview.
Oh, a pleasure.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Pleasure.
Bye.
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 So let's start off with what is your name and what do you do?
Okay, so I'm Veroshan Chetty. Friends call me Veroshan Chetty. And I am a game publisher.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So tell us a bit about this game. How did it start?
Okay, so my wife, my partner, Veroshan Chetty, and I went to school around about 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
Because we come from a publishing background. So we went to schools and we knew we had to do something with young people. Life is short. Climate change is in the future. 4AR is in the future. So we said to kids, how can we help you? We come from a publishing background, we can do a magazine, you know? And they said we don't like to read. And they said, okay, what do you like to do? And I said, they like to play games.
Fun. That's the best
Yeah.
way to get to.
So it's kind of like an invert to what you did, right?
Yeah.
Keegan? Because I mean, like you and your dad are in the publishing business, and you went from games to publishing, and we went from publishing to games, in a sense. Because then we said, okay, why don't that was a light bulb moment. We said, why don't we use games as a learning platform to go into climate change and to help young people explore and become curious about science and technology. So that was where the Mind Blown League came about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what was your biggest struggle in this whole process in creating the board game or card game? What struggles did you face?
Well, how much of time do you have?
Okay, let's name,
There were a lot of struggles.
let's name one big struggle. Let's start small.
Okay. Well, I would say that first of all, Kezia, we didn't know anything about gaming when we decided that this is what we want to do. I mean, growing up in the townships, we knew games like Monopoly and Scrabble, Uno. But
Classic games.
The classic games. Closest we got to Dungeons and Dragons was books that were narrative, you know, like those branching narrative books. Closest we got to. So we had to learn. So the big struggle was learning game mechanics, learning how to make learning fun.
Yeah.
You know, how do you
portray what you need to portray.
because it needs to be exciting, right?
Yes.
The game needs to be exciting, but at the same time, the learning needs to come out.
Yes.
So we had so many iterations, Kezia. We went to, I promise you, if you see our garage, we got like about 50 or 60 different iterations of games.
Yeah.
We would print like about 1,000, take it to schools, because we had a pilot project with, it was self-funded. We had it with about 1,000 learners. No, 5,000 learners and 100 schools. But each time we take a game and we say, guys, help us. We don't know about games. Is it fun? What parts are boring? You know, and so on and so on. And so,
I can see the struggle because as for me, I've been in the gaming industry for so long. That's difficult because you have natural instincts with gaming, like, oh, you already know that you're supposed to do this because, you know, you're familiar with all the mechanics of other games, so it blends into others. So I can see it's more natural for someone like me who's been in that industry for a while.
Yeah.
And for someone coming into it, I can't imagine you have to see all the rules. Everything has different meanings.
Yeah. But I'm a deep diver. We love going into things. And so we started with the tarot. Learned because it was an original game. I mean, it was a game first before you know, all the your normal playing cards.
Yeah.
We went into the whole rock paper scissors mechanics. We went into all of that. Then we went back to the source of most of these games, which is Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes. The classic. Everyone goes there.
Explored that a lot. I mean, read about, you know, Gary, you know, the founders of Dungeons and Dragons, and Yeah,
And all the
it
nuances
was
that go
all
into
the
it.
nuances go. And then introduce our kids to it. Then we should play campaigns. We started learning.
That's nice. Yeah, we got introduced to Magic the Gathering. That's how we
Yeah.
started with board games and such.
Right.
So we played with our dad.
Right, that makes sense.
Card is expensive.
Yeah, they are.
That's expensive,
aren't they?
cardboard people.
Yeah, cardboard crack.
Yeah, practically, eh? When you go into a store, they don't sell cards. Like, we sell drugs here.
So that is.
You have to bleep that out.
So that's what was one of the things that we wanted to. Because after we went through the game mechanics and went to the story, we have every character in our game. There are 200. We released with 216 unique cards.
Yes?
But every warrior character has got a backstory and lore.
I
So
see.
you can read up about it on our website. So we have one full-time employee whose job is just to write the lore of each of the characters,
Yeah.
and she releases stories all the time.
Sounds like a fun job.
Yeah, it's a very fun job. She says she can't believe
That's
you know,
a job.
that's a job. Because she's a storyteller. So that's the.
Yeah,
I forgot
that's
what
pretty cool. So, do you have any favorite games that you've come across?
So, I'm huge on board games at the moment. I love this game called Battlelines. Renier Knizia.
I've heard of it, but-
Yeah, he's done like 500 games and he's crazy. The German games. So there's Battlelines and the newer board games like Arboretum is cool. We recently got our kids into Ticket to Ride, but that's like that sort of thing. We play a lot of Magic the Gathering.
I see.
We do
So,
that.
what's your colors? What's the color scheme?
Well, I like black. I like.
Okay, you're that player, eh?
Yeah, I like that. My kids like the blue and more.
I'm the
more
green.
You're green.
I'm on the
Okay.
green side of things.
Okay, yeah. No,
So-
I'm into the gothic.
So where do you see this game going in the future? Do you see it expanding?
So I see it going very, very big. Because I tell you what, this year we started it late. We launched it in August when the schools were going into exam. So basically, can I just trace my steps a bit and say that although it's a fun, exciting game, it's primarily for grade 6s to grade 12.
It's more education.
There's half of the cards in the deck has got an education quality that is linked to the CAP syllabus. So
Oh, I
all the
see.
topics,
Yes, of
right?
course.
But you don't know that you're learning. It's like kind of subtly building like a steel knife in a velvet glove. But the thing is, we got 216 unique cards, and we released pods. So pods are our booster packs. So a booster pack of 18 cards.
I see,
It
yeah.
costs about 75 rands. But in this game, you don't swap out cards, individual cards like Magic. You swap out pods.
Oh,
So
I
you
see.
play with a deck of 3 different colors.
Yes.
It's set in a world called Lumina. Lumina is this world that's like a doppelganger of Earth, and it's a world that's where blight beasts, which are ecological problems, have monstrified, and you are a guardian of Gaia Island in training. So the GOGIs, the guardians of Gaia Island, are teaching you how to fight these blight beasts. So you need battle skills,
Yeah.
but you also need innovation skills.
Of course, yeah.
Because one of the ways, like you got a blight beast like Corylus, which is the coral bleaching problem. And the GOG is also teaching you that you can defeat them in battle, but you can also defeat them by actually solving coral bleaching
Yeah,
problem, the acidification of the ocean.
You're like, stop it! Get some help! You're like, stop bleaching!
Exactly. Then we also got the an environmental aspect of the game where you got a program. If you do certain activities, you gain XP points. So you can do like a litter cleanup of your community and you
Yeah.
gain 50 XP. You can do recycling, you gain 100. And those XP points goes towards your leaderboard total. But because you have to level up, when you level up, it unlocks certain cards that you can play in the game. So you got your level 1, level 2 cards,
see.
which gives you more powerful abilities. So you got that.
My beach should be spotless.
Exactly.
It's like, I got so many cards, my beach is spotless.
Exactly, Keith, yeah. And so 75 schools are currently playing it. These are no-fee schools to model ex-model C
That's
schools.
a good amount of schools.
To private schools. Yeah, but here's the thing: because we started it late, we had 200 schools that told us we want to be on board, but these kids are writing exams.
Yes, of
so
course.
can we please come on board next year?
I see. Yeah.
So next year we're starting the league in March, and we're ending it off in October. And next year we're expecting about 200 schools. But next year we got a number of schools in Joburg and Cape Town that want us to come. So we might be expanding. So I can
hope to see you in Cape Town.
Yeah. Because definitely there's going to be 200 schools. Each school has a club that plays on a weekly basis. Each club has about 24 learners that plays. So yeah, I would say it's growing.
So that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for this
Thanks,
interview.
Chris, yeah. No
I
problem.
enjoyed speaking to you.
Yeah, you too. It was great
Awesome.
fun. And good luck with the magazine.
Thank you. Good luck with your
like
stuff too.
when we walked past, we said, "Oh my word, there's a magazine for tabletop gaming," and it's brilliant. Love it.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're doing our best.
Okay.
Tell us where we can find
Fantastic,
the game,
yeah.
where we can find you.
Okay, so at the moment, unfortunately, there's only about 2 or 3 game shops in Durban, in KZN. We are in all of those shops. We also, as an independent publisher, we're also in places like Exclusive Books.
And social media wise?
On social media, you can find us at Mindblown League.
Okay.
So if you go onto Instagram, you go onto Twitter, now X, you can search Mindblown League. Same with Facebook, Mindblown League. Our website is www.mindblownleague.com.
Okay.
We have a mobile game that's on the App Store. It's a Google on the Android. So on the website you can download the game. The game is free. The mobile game is free.
Okay.
A box of cards costs 200 rands. That's a starter deck.
Yes.
Comes with rule books. We got play mats. And we got all of other accessories going on.
So set up for cards.
Yeah. So watch out for us in all the major game stores.
Okay.
Because a number of game stores in Joburg and Cape Town have indicated interest in stocking the game.
Okay, cool.
Also in a number of schools.
Yes. All right, cool. That's where you can find them.
Yeah, thank you so
much.
Okay, Kizia, and good luck.